meeting.
Good afternoon, dear shareholders. I welcome you all on behalf of your company, Somnath Finance Corporation Limited, to its 27th annual general meeting, which is being held today through video conference. First of all, I would like to introduce our board members. To begin with, I would like to introduce the woman director on our board, Mrs. Vijay Rathi.
Namaskar to all.
Mrs. Vijay Rathi was appointed as a director and managing director of the company on 27th December 2019. Mrs. Rathi has rich experience of 40 years, out of which she has approximately 17 years of banking experience in a scheduled bank. She has been on the board of various companies in the ASK Automotive Group. Mrs. Rathi is also one of the promoters of the company. She is also a member of the audit committee and a stakeholders relationship committee of the company. Mrs. Rathi is participating in this AGM from Gurugram. An appropriate resolution seeking your approval for her appointment forms part of notice of this annual general. Next to Mrs. Vijay Rathi, towards her right side is Mr. Kuldeep Singh Rathi.
Namaskar everybody and welcome to this meeting.
Mr. Kuldeep Singh Rathi was appointed as non-executive, non-independent director of the company on 27 December 2019. Mr. Rathi has rich experience of more than 40 years, out of which over 30 years of experience is in automotive industry. He is the founder and promoter of ASK Automotive, which is #1 group in the country for their product segment. He is also a member of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and a Stakeholders Relationship Committee of your company. Mr. Rathi is also one of the promoters of the company. Mr. Rathi is participating in this AGM from Gurugram. An appropriate resolution seeking your approval for his appointment forms part of notice of this annual general. Next to Mr. Kuldeep Singh Rathi, towards his right side is Mr. Hardeep Kumar Malhotra.
सभी को नमस्कार और सभी का स्वागत है.
Mr. Hardeep Kumar Malhotra was appointed as an independent director of the company on 29 January 2020. He is an entrepreneur with vast experience of over 45 years. He is the chairman of the audit committee, nomination and remuneration committee, and stakeholder relationship committee of the company. Mr. Malhotra is participating in this AGM from Gurugram. An appropriate resolution seeking your approval for his appointment forms part of notice of this annual general. Next to Mr. Hardeep Kumar Malhotra, towards his right side is Mr. Rajveer Singh Chillar. Namaskar to all. Mr. Rajveer Singh Chillar was appointed as an independent director of the company on 27 December 2019. He is retired from Army Ordnance Corps. He has extensive experience of 35 years in general management and logistics. He is a member of the audit committee and nomination and remuneration committee of the company. Mr. Chillar is participating in this AGM from Gurugram. An appropriate resolution seeking your approval for his appointment forms part of notice of this annual general. We also have with us Mr. Ankit Yadav, Chief Financial Officer of the company, who is participating in this AGM from Gurugram. Ms. Shraddha Talwar, as a representative of our statutory auditor, Messrs. D.S. Talwar and Company, who is participating in this AGM from Delhi. Mr. Naveen Narang, as the representative of Naveen Narang and Associate, Secretarial Auditor and Scrutinizer for e-voting process at this AGM, who is participating in this AGM from Delhi. Dear shareholders, as you know, the company has no designated chairman. I, in the terms of Articles of Association of the company and Secretarial Standard of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, would like to request the directors of the company to appoint the chairman among themselves for this annual general meeting.
I propose the name of Mr. Kuldeep Singh Rathi as the chairman of this AGM.
I also propose the name of Mr. Kuldeep Singh Rathi, the chairman of the AGM.
I also propose the name of Mr. Kuldeep Singh Rathi as the chairman of this AGM.
With unanimous consent of all the directors, Mr. Kuldeep Singh Rathi has been appointed as the chairman of the 27th annual general meeting of the company. Before I hand over the proceedings of to the chairman to declare the meeting open, I would like to highlight certain points here. In view of the massive outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, social distancing is the norm to be followed. And therefore, this AGM today has been convened through video conferencing or other audio-visual means in compliance with the Companies Act 2013, read with specific circulars dated 8th April 2020, 13th April 2020, and 5th May 2020, issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India, which exempt physical attendance of the members to the AGM venue. The joining of this meeting was opened 15 minutes before the scheduled time of the commencement of the meeting, which is 3 p.m., and it will remain open for another 15 minutes for e-voting purpose after the end of the meeting. Members are encouraged to join the meeting through their laptops and headphones for a better experience and use internet with a good speed to avoid any disturbance during the meeting. Participants connecting from mobile devices or tablets or through laptops connecting via mobile hotspot may experience audio-video loss due to fluctuations in their respective network. It is therefore recommended to use a stable Wi-Fi or LAN connection to mitigate any kind of aforesaid glitches. As mentioned in the notice, the facility of participation at the AGM through video conferencing or other audio-visual means has been made available on first come, first served basis. Subsequent to the MCA circular of 8th April 2020, issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the facility to appoint proxy to attend and cast votes for the members is not available for this AGM. The registered office of the company is situated at Kolkata, and hence it shall be deemed as the venue for this AGM, and proceedings of the AGM shall be deemed to be made thereat. To transact the business as mentioned in the notice, the members were provided an opportunity to inspect all the documents referred to in the notice and the explanatory statement by writing to the company at its email ID, that is compliancesdfl@gmail.com, till the date of AGM. We have received queries of the shareholders in advance. The chairman would be responding to such queries at the end of the meeting. With this, I now hand over the proceeding to the chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep, and good afternoon, everybody. As the sufficient number of members have already logged in, and hence the quorum being present, I declare the meeting open. The notice convening this meeting and the director's report had already been emailed to all shareholders and are taken as read. Dear shareholders, I am happy to attend my first AGM of Somnath Finance Corporation Limited. I welcome you all to the 27th annual general meeting of your company. As you all know, one of the biggest challenge to all of humanity has been the immensely disruptive COVID-19 pandemic and its fallout. As various countries and governments react to this global crisis, business and markets are exposed to unprecedented risks. All existing norms of evaluating well and risk are hence going to be subject to a new normal. In this scenario, NBFC sector in India will go through some of the most difficult times in Indian history. As business has been impacted nationwide, the supply lines for all industries have been disrupted. No business remains unaffected. The government is alive to the situation and has been making various attempts to provide a lifeline to businesses and the lending institutions. Amongst these measures is easier credit availability and reduction of interest rates, along with more moratoriums for existing loans. These steps are necessary to ensure that the circle of money remains intact. Your company is engaged and registered as a non-banking finance company. During the financial year under review, the management of the company changed and the new management took the decision to convert all its assets into the most liquid assets possible during this time. The company has therefore adopted the view of zero risk and invested its funds in the highest rated instruments, HDFC liquid funds and bank balances. This decision is proving to be a very prudent measure taken by the company, as currently there is absolutely no erosion of value, even in these extremely volatile times. Having invested all of our funds into debt instruments, the current opportunity is that as soon as the economy starts to pick up, the company will be able to participate in prudent investment activity. Till that time, the company will restrict its exposure to the market. The strategy has the obvious downside that since the interest rates are dropping, the income from fixed income bond market would also be lower to that extent. However, looking to the current economic scenario, your company is putting reliance on being conservative. The measures taken by the RBI in terms of loan and interest moratorium will expire by the second and third quarter of the financial year 2020-21. The actual situation of the NBFC sector would only be visible at that point in time. There is a degree of concern amongst all senior finance professionals that the first true test of the policy framework and economic support will only emerge during this time. It is hence not prudent to make any forward-looking statements which either over-project the possibilities or underplay the potential of revival. Suffice it to say that it is too early to pronounce any judgment on the year as such. Your company would look at the current situation where it would exercise extreme prudence to preserve the resources and capital of the company and selectively expand its portfolio. The company is confident that whenever the business environment picks up, it would be able to reap the benefits of such an upturn. We remain cautiously optimistic, and we are focusing on priorities of safety, liquidity, stability, and continuity. Before I conclude, I would like to express my gratitude to all the employees, board members, and all other stakeholders for their support, continuous guidance, and cooperation throughout this journey. With this, I hand over to the company secretary. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request our statutory auditor to read out the auditor's report for the benefit of shareholders. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Sandeep. In the interest of time, I would be reading the first and the last line of the opinion paragraph of our audit report. We have audited the accompanying financial statements of Somdat Finance Corporation Limited. In our opinion, the financial statements give a true and fair view in conformity with the prescribed Ind AS and accounting principles generally accepted in India of the state of affairs of the company as on 31st March 2020, the profit and the total comprehensive income, changes in equity and its cash flows for the year ended on that date. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear shareholders, pursuant to the provisions of Companies Act 2013 and the SEBI listing regulations, the company has provided facility for voting by electronic means to all its members to enable to cast their votes electronically, and the business shall be transacted through such e-voting. For this purpose, the company has tied up with e-voting system of National Securities Depository Limited for facilitating voting through electronic means as the authorized agency. The company has provided remote e-voting facility from 9th August 2020 to 11th August 2020 to all the persons who were members on 5th August 2020, being the cut-off date to vote on all the following 6 resolutions set out in the notice of the AGM. Item number 1, to receive consider and adopt the audited financial statement of the company for the financial year ended on March 31, 2020, including the audited balance sheet as at March 31, 2020, and the statement of profit and loss and cash flow for the year ended on that date, and the reports of the board and the auditors thereon. Item number 2, to appoint Mrs. Vijay Rathi as Director Executive and Managing Director and to approve her remuneration. Item number 3, to appoint Mr. Kuldeep Singh Rathi as Director Non-Executive of the company. Item number 4, to appoint Mr. Rajveer Singh Chillar as Independent Director of the company for a period of 5 years. Item number 5, to appoint Mr. Hardeep Kumar Malhotra as Independent Director of the company for a period of 5 years. Item number 6, to approve reclassification of Mrs. Usha Dutt, Mrs. Latika Dutt, Mrs. Charu Dutt Bhatia, Mrs. Sadhana Singh, Mrs. Anuradha Dutt Munjal, Mrs. Anjali Anand, Somdutt Enterprises Private Limited, Somdutt Power Limited, and Somdutt Investment and Finance Company Private Limited, forming part of the existing promoter of the company from promoter category to public category. Members attending the AGM today who have not cast their vote by remote e-voting are entitled to exercise their right to vote by e-vote. Mr. Naveen Narang, Company Secretary, has been appointed by the board as a scrutinizer for e-voting today. The results will be declared on or before 14th August 2020 after considering the e-voting done today by members participating in this AGM and also the remote e-voting already done by certain members. The results along with the scrutinizer report shall also be submitted to Bombay Stock Exchange and will also be placed on the website of the company. As the meeting is convened through VC today, resolutions have already been put to vote to remote e-voting, and the requirement to propose and second is not applicable. Dear shareholders, we have received queries in advance from the shareholders. Mr. Kuldeep Singh Rathi, Chairman of this AGM, will answer these questions one by one. Query number 1, shareholder Mr. Surendra Nath Kaur. In the quarterly results dated 27th June 2020, the company had mentioned that there has been no significant impact on the operation and financial restrictions imposed by the government. But again, in the annual report, the company paints the future bleak and advocates it to be prudent to invest the cash of the company in a AAA rated debt instrument. The management statement makes it clear that they will be in no position to continue and contribute to the growth of the company if the pandemic continues for a longer period of time. So how would the management justify in buying this listed shell company if they cannot put it to some real work? I mean some real work in the form of plan B, if they actually have, which I'm sure they have as they represent a reputed group. My question is, how long more should we wait? Time and opportunities are running out. When can we expect some real action from the management on this front?
Good afternoon, Mr. Surendra Nath. The current situation of the COVID-19 has resulted in untold loss to global economy. This situation was not known when the management bought the company in Q3 of last year. Daily there is news about dire consequences for the financial sector when the moratorium allowed by the RBI ends. Even the RBI governor has gone on record stating that he is afraid that the gross NPA would rise dramatically post this. As has been clearly stated in the annual report, this is a time for prudence. Wise thinking demands that the company take note of the current scenario and accordingly adjust its planning in the face of this unprecedented crisis. Hence, the company has protected the shareholders. Since there is no loan on the company, time is running out of the company. As a matter of fact, time is on the side of the company. Once the market reopens properly, the management will take the appropriate steps and take advantage of the financial position of the company. The company is a regular operating company and there is no transaction which the company is undertaking which would make it a shell company.
Query number 2. Shareholder Mr. Ashish Gupta. The company is kind of imprisoned with the absurd regulation of GSM of the BSE exchange for more than 6 months now, in consultation with the regulatory authority. Do the management actually understand the implication of being under GSM? If the answer to the above query is an affirmation, then can you please enlighten the shareholder as to what steps has the new management taken or about to take in future so as to bring out the company from the clutches of GSM?
Mr. Ashish Gupta, we understand your concern. However, GSM are the independent decisions of SEBI and stock exchanges, and the company has no role to play in this, and the company would like to abide by the relevant guidelines in this regard.
Query number 3. Shareholder Mr. Amit Pal. Question. When the registered office of the company will be shifted from Kolkata to Delhi?
Mr. Amit Pal, we are in the process of shifting the registered office of the company from Kolkata to Delhi and following up the matter with ROC and RBI office Calcutta. However, due to COVID-19 pandemic, public dealing in government offices, including RBI office Calcutta, is restricted. Hence, it is taking more time than expected. In the current scenario, it is difficult to predict any timeline. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, shareholders, for raising very insightful questions on this virtual AGM. Members attending the AGM today who have not already cast their vote by remote e-voting, they cast their vote on the e-voting platform now. You are given 15 minutes time for e-voting. I once again thank you all for participating in this AGM. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sandeep. Do all the board members log off now?
Yes, sir. They can now leave the meeting and the e-voting platform will remain open for 15 minutes time. The resolution as set forth in the notice shall be deemed to be passed today, subject to receipt of requisite number of votes.
Thank you very much, everybody, and goodbye, and hope to see you in good times next time.